Hello dear viewers, welcome to our channel. It's very good to have you here. In this video we are going to have a look at symptoms of a bad drive shaft. The twisting force produced by the engine is called torque. A drive shaft, also known as a propeller shaft, is essentially a long rod that is designed to transmit this torque from the output shaft of the transmission to the differential in a front engine rear-wheel drive vehicle, or in a four-wheel drive vehicle, or in all-wheel drive vehicle. Remember that front engine front-wheel drive vehicles or rear engine rear-wheel drive vehicles do not have a propeller shaft. Let's have a look at some of the common symptoms that will let you know when there is a problem with the drive shaft or the yoke assembly. 1. Intense vibration. Vibrations coming from underneath the vehicle are one of the first and most common signs of a failing drive shaft. The vibrations are likely due to worn-out bushing of the drive shaft. These bushings are what normally keeps the drive shaft from vibrating in the first place. If the drive shaft universal joint or bushing wear out, it can cause excessive drive shaft vibration. This may also result from drive shaft not being bolted down properly or the unit being out of balance. A drive shaft that is vibrating excessively can also cause the wear out of drivetrain components. An excessively vibrating drive shaft will not only cause vibrations that can be felt by the passenger, but it can also cause accelerated wear on the drivetrain components. Drive shafts are finely balanced before installation to ensure they do not vibrate. Any sort of vibration is therefore an indication of an issue. Note that vibrations that increases with the speed may mean your tires need to be balanced. This should be done regularly. 2. Unusual noises. Unusual noises are another indication of worn-out drive shaft. If the bearing and bushings that support the drive shaft and the universal joints fail, or when they get worn, they affect the drive shaft's ability to rotate normally. When this happens, you will experience scraping noise, squeaking noise, clanking noise, or rattling sounds. When you accelerate your vehicle, do you hear a clanking noise? How about when you put the vehicle into reverse or when you drive? Do you hear any unusual noise? If you hear clanking noise in any of these cases, then it could mean your drive shaft has an issue and should be promptly inspected. Often this is a common symptom of a bad slip yoke. If you are driving and you hear a squeaking noise that is consistently coming from underneath your vehicle, then it is a sign that your drive shaft could be faulty. It could possibly be out of balance or some other parts of it could be worn out. 3. Shattering during acceleration. Experiencing a significant shudder or shaking when accelerating from low speed or from stopped position can be another sign of failing drive shaft components. A worn center bearing or loose universal joint may cause this. You may also experience some strange sound as your vehicle shudders. It is important that you have this checked out as soon as possible. Drive shafts are an important part of the drivetrain, and any issues with them can greatly affect the drivability of the vehicle. As they are underneath the vehicle and connected to the transmission, they may be difficult to access and service. If you suspect your drive shaft is having an issue, have the vehicle inspected. To ensure that your drive shaft is always in good working condition, you should keep it well lubricated. Lack of lubrication can cause damage to the drive shaft and its components. Drive shafts should be inspected regularly since they can wear permanently due to excessive movement. 4. Turning problems. Problems with turning the vehicle is another likely sign of a bad drive shaft. If you are experiencing problems when taking turns, there is a high likelihood that your drive shaft is worn. If you try to make a turn with your vehicle and the wheels don't turn immediately or they hesitate, then you have an issue with your drive shaft. The tires will have a lot of resistance which you will be able to feel as you try to make a turn. Damaged drive shaft prevents wheels from turning properly, hence limiting your control of the vehicle. This is a safety concern and need to be checked urgently. If the drive shaft were to disconnect on one side while it is still spinning quickly, there is a good chance it will do massive damage to the underside of the vehicle. Remember that if one end of the drive shaft is still connected to the vehicle, the drive shaft will continue spinning for a moment and take out anything in its path. These could be parking brake cables, brake lines, fuel lines, and even parts of the wiring harness. Therefore, it is very crucial that we have the vehicle propeller shaft inspected and make sure they are all working in a very good condition. Addressing your drive shaft issue promptly is very crucial. Drive shafts are a core component of your vehicle's drivetrain. Any issue with them greatly compromises the drivability and performance of your vehicle. The drive shaft has a tubular design to ensure its strength and lightweight. The drive shaft transmits torque at varying angles between driveline components. It's important that the shaft assembly is flexible because the drivetrain axle vibrates up and down and moves laterally when braking and acceleration and when the vehicle is being driven on an irregular road surface. The drive shaft assembly comprises of the propeller shaft, the universal joints, the slip splines, and yokes. A drive shaft will often have internal splines on the ends that connects to the transmission and a universal joint on the end that connects to the differential. In the case of a four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive vehicles, you may find that it actually has two separate drive shafts, one for transmitting power to the front wheel and the other to transmit power to the rear wheel. Drive shafts are very precisely balanced components because they rotate at extremely high speed and transmit large amount of torque. When the drive shaft has any sort of issue, it can cause drivability of the vehicle to suffer. It is important to note that the drive shaft by itself rarely fails. However, due to excessive stress and corrosion, it will eventually exhibit signs of failure. Well, dear viewers, those are some of the symptoms of a bad drive shaft. If you like this video, please smash the like button. If you are new here, do consider subscribing and turn on notification so that you will be notified whenever we come up with another video. Till then, stay safe.